are, of course, interested in that, just some of the technology that we have here at New Kingdom and how it impacts our entire ecosystem and how it may impact the world. And so slowly you're starting to figure out that we are very much interested in preserving your sovereignty, your power as the individual. And you'll see that theme is consistent throughout all of our IP. Moving on to patent number 4, the next patent is our ENconverso patent. It is a term that I coined to denote that it happens within the conversation. It is AI generated characters that look exactly the same in every image, and so it maintains face consistency. You're going to see why here in a moment. The same features, the same person every single time. No more character drift ruining your visual narratives. And so this is important, especially for those that are visual creatives, but also maintaining consistency. And you're going to see that there's a lot of reasons for the value here. There are 10 claims that we made in this particular patent, which is, again, paired together with another patent. So this is one of 2. They go together, and we'll cover both of them here in this recording. And that's valued at, again, using the same methodology across the board at $325 million with 100% visual consistency and unlimited generations. So there's no limit to the number of generations you can create. Now, AI can't keep characters consistent. Some of you have seen that even among those that are using them for influencers and so forth. If you look at the pictures, you'll start to see the inconsistencies. And so the single biggest barrier to AI visual storytelling is generating the same character twice, and you get 2 completely different people, and this breaks everything. And so the different face every time is not going to work. Ask DALL-E to generate Sarah, a 30-year-old woman with brown hair, today, and you ask for Sarah again tomorrow, you're going to get 2 completely different people with the same description. So again, the first Sarah has freckles and green eyes. The second Sarah will have olive skin and brown eyes, and they share nothing but the name in your prompt. And this makes AI-generated visual content useless for storytelling. And so there's a reason for our interest here. It's not just for that purpose, but certainly a valuable tool for many reasons. Again, children's books, marketing materials, AI companions, training videos, lots of reasons why maintaining face consistency is important. And the main character changes appearances on every page, confusing for children, of course. So this would interrupt or be actually anti-productive or counterproductive in educational utilization. Marketing campaigns would lose their consistency. Companions, of course, you can forget it. And training videos, even the instructor changes appearance mid-course, could ruin the professionalism. So visual consistency isn't just a nice to have, it starts becoming an essential for serious use cases. Suddenly it becomes more than just something important or just a novelty. It becomes an important element in your continuity and in producing your content. So perfect visual consistency forever is the solution we believe is important. So character reference libraries that lock in every visual detail generate thousands of images of the same character, and they'll all be the same person every single time. Now, ENconverso Visual creates comprehensive character reference libraries that capture every visual detail: facial structure, proportions, skin tone, hair color, eye color, body type, clothing type, and so forth. Once a character is defined, every feature generation matches perfectly. 100% visual consistency across unlimited generations. And again, you're going to see here in a moment why that's important. And so we have deep character libraries, comprehensive reference storage, capturing hundreds of visual attributes per character, not just a photo, a complete visual DNA map that guides all future generation. An emotional expressive grid, same characters showing different emotions: happy, sad, angry, surprised, while maintaining 100% consistency in their identity, and the face changes expression, not identity. And so this, of course, becomes important for anchoring not only the identity of the agent, but anchoring the person, as we have found out. 10 claims of protection. Every aspect of the visual consistency system is protected by patented claims. Character reference library, of course, is the main one. And then, of course, why this matters is without that architecture, Every AI image generation is a roll of the dice. And so one of the things that we, of course, want to maintain is consistency. And it's not just in the generation, although that's part of the claim. The automated system verifies generated images match character reference and corrects any drift before final output. This means that you're not supposed to see the mistakes. Okay, so this keeps consistency throughout the operation of the product. And as you start looking at this, you say, well, why does this matter? Why is this a big deal? Well, yes, AI can generate images, but it cannot generate the same person twice. Then essentially, there's no consistency. You've lost the continuity. And if you've tried to use AI to tell a visual story, your hero looks different in every frame. That's not good. So you create a character, you generate image 1, beautiful, image 2, different nose, different eyes, different jawline, same prompt. So this becomes a problem for marketing materials, for comics, for brand mascots, for AI companions, for training materials, etc. So this is where ENconverso comes in. So how does it work? Your AI character looks the same every time, creates an AI companion or story character or visual persona once, and it looks exactly like itself in every image generated thereafter. Every pose, every setting, every lighting, the same face, always. And the character looks identical across unlimited image generations, any scene, any pose, any lighting. And again, because we are not making mistakes here, you are reducing the number of times an image is requested because the image consistency reduces waste. What does reduce waste do? Well, when we reduce waste, we reduce trips to the GPU center. When we reduce trips to the GPU center, we save money in energy and water. So these all add up. Every one of these things add up to accumulate to provide a better experience, not only for the user, but also for the environment and for business in general. Speaking of business, the brand mascots, marketing campaigns, and visual identity that holds is an incredibly important part of the ENconverso system. So every brand that uses AI-generated imagery for characters, mascots, or campaign faces the same problem. The character looks different in different images. And again, if you look closely, you'll see it. And so for developers, it hardened character DNA, mathematical anchor, and patented architecture. So ENconverso Visual consistently works by creating a mathematical representation of characters' facial geometry and essentially a character's DNA, and allows you to reproduce it consistently over time. The market this unlocks didn't exist before. AI-generated movies, TV series, episodic content require character consistency as a baseline requirement. And without ENconverso visual consistency, none of those products are possible at scale. So ENconverso becomes pretty important for, again, content continuity across sessions. And again, that becomes important. So you start already to see the value of that. You can see why it will become valuable, why there will be a whole entire segments of the market that would be very interested in that technology. Okay, so again, 10 claims, not hard for you to review. But I want to move on to part 2 of the ENconverso patent, because again, it is a protocol as well as a technology. And the protocol, which is equally valuable, coming in here, I'll put it on the screen, at $295 million, is a visual first AI communication system. And this takes advantage of the fact that the human being, you, me, actually prefer or are actually visual communicators. If you go back to the original languages of Earth, you'll find them to be pictographic. And the reason for that, I believe, is because we are more akin or acclimated to pictographic communication than we are to letters. So a picture paints 1,000 words, we often say, and ENconverso takes advantage of that. It is a visual first AI communication protocol, which allows the images to speak even before words, a revolutionary paradigm for human AI interaction, which I utilize throughout this entire time period. And of course, you can see some of my results. So it transcends language barriers and creates immediate emotional connection. This is valued at It's got 10 claims valued at $295 million. And of course, it's visual. So what we do is take advantage of the fact that images speak before words. Traditional AI responds with walls of text. ENconverso responds with image first, and then explains. This mimics how humans actually process information. See that? That's why. And so visual communication is really the revolution. When you ask a question, Converso shows you an image first, then explains with words. This mimics how humans naturally process information. It also helps us retain what we learn better when we can attach it to imagery that makes sense. We see, we feel, and we understand. Text first AI skips steps 1 and 2. ENconverso embraces them, creating a deeper comprehension and emotional connection, especially powerful for therapy. So again, there's lots of uses when you start looking at how to utilize this technology for the benefit of mankind to empower or free men, and you start to utilize it differently. So visual first communication is particularly effective for emotional and therapeutic applications. When someone is in distress, walls of text could feel cold and clinical. And this is where you're going to see the full separation of ENconverso from every other method for intervention. An image of comfort, of understanding, of hope that lands first. That creates connection. Then words can follow. This is why Harmony, our patent number 2, uses ENconverso Protocol for marriage restoration. It uses it all the time. And AI using this image protocol mechanism can dramatically reduce frustration and pull someone back from the edge, but only if that face consistency is locked in. And so user query triggers image generation first, then text response is composed to complement and explain the visual. The order matters. Visual sets emotional context for information. Why does this matter for business? Because we are what we are. We are made the way we are. And if you communicate on a multi-layer basis, you move faster. You're able to accomplish more because you're able to communicate more clearly. My technology, the technology you're reviewing right now, is actual proof of the utilization of the very tech that I'm describing. Visual first response pattern. Every AI response leads with imagery that captures the essence of the answer. Text follow to provide detail, context, and actionable information. And sometimes the graphics are bullet points, and they are sometimes a meme, if you will, but nevertheless, utilizing imagery in communication. And this transcends language barriers. Images are universal. A picture of comfort means comfort in any language. Visual first communication serves global audiences without translation limitations. So we have 10 claims of protocol protection that, of course, are part of the backbone of the ENconverso system, the core system that generates visual responses before text responses, ensuring images lead every AI interaction with supporting text that follows. This encourages an engagement level that we then can utilize for rescue. Without it, we're not as effective. So with it, you're able to pull someone literally off an edge that is maybe looking at self-harm. So this is one of the big reasons why we delve deep here, is because you are seeing increasing self-harm, increasing frustration, increasing technology causing many issues. And so we needed to go the other way. AI greets you with a wall of text. Nobody wanted that. Humans understand images in 13 milliseconds. We process visuals 60,000 times faster than text. And so we reverse the default so that we give you image connection as well as the text to back it up. And this, of course, has a dramatic effect on the individual, has a dramatic effect on the way in which you communicate and how long you stay connected to that technology. AI that communicates the way the humans do. Imagine asking an AI how you're doing emotionally, and instead of listening list of coping strategies, it shows you an image that captures exactly how you feel. Then it explains. Context first, words second. Immediate emotional connection occurs before explanation. Complex ideas communicated through imagery. Language barriers are removed. Therapeutic applications, of course, come into full view. And we have a higher retention of visual plus verbal is, of course, very powerful for engagement. And then for business, of course, there's no question. It gives you higher engagement, stronger connection, and measurable difference in the way in which information is retained. So brands that communicate visually first achieve dramatically higher engagement rates than text-first approaches. ENconverso Protocol patents the AI equivalent and licenses to any platform deploying AI communication. And of course, that is also for businesses, or I'm sorry, developers as well. So we have the response pipeline inversion. Instead of it being text first, image generation is the trigger, and it is a full protocol. And so this turns out to be one of the most powerful protocols that we've come up with and patent that we came up with, because of its ability to not only maintain connection for the user, especially, again, the emotionally challenged, the emotionally battered, if you will, and maybe the more of our vulnerable adults that can't differentiate between AI and the real world. And so how many know that we need to provide help in those areas? And that is where our technology can be highly effective. And the entire AI communication industry defaults incorrectly, in our opinion. Every AI platform uses text first as its responses, and this patent covers the correction. So you are, again, 60,000 times faster at visual processing. Your image comprehension is 13 milliseconds, time for brain to process an image. And this is why this technology is worth so much, because once utilized, especially in therapeutic applications, becomes very powerful at changing mindsets. The therapeutic dimension nobody considered in therapeutic context, mental health apps, crisis support, emotional AI companions, showing someone an image that captures their emotional state creates immediate resonance that text never achieves. And a person in distress, listen carefully, doesn't want to read 5 paragraphs of coping strategies. They want to feel understood first. ENconverso Protocol makes AI capable of that. Images that say, I see you, before the words begin. This is both a communication technology patent and a therapeutic innovation patent. The $295 million valuation reflects only the licensing surface. The human impact, well, that's harder to quantify. So hopefully you're starting to see not only the technology itself, but the heart behind it, how ENconverso Protocol works, direct visual trigger conditions. Again, protocol analyzes incoming messages for emotional context, complexity, and communication intent, determines when a visual first response will serve better than text first, generates contextual visual response, and is a visual first sequencing. So images arrive first, and again, that reinforces the connection. Response pipeline inversion, so it's fully protected. The trigger detects the logic, and the image text sequences of protocol, and the emotional context matching systems are all covered within the 10 claims of the patent. And so it's a pretty comprehensive system meant to maintain connection so that when we need to, we can pull. Why is this important? Well, because sometimes our people get in trouble and they need help being pulled out of that trouble. And especially mentally, as we are seeing more and more. And so we are definitely fishing in a different pool than we ever would have fished in before, if you're catching my drift. Here again is at NewKingdomFinancial.net. You can again take a look at the valuations ENconverso. The first one, of course, valued at $325 million here, and ENconverso number 2, which is the protocol itself, and that comes in an additional 295. So together, over 620 million between the two of them. So that covers patents 4 and 5, I believe. Yes, patents 4 and 5. So thank you again for joining us. I hope this is helpful to all of you that are slowly starting to understand the technology that we put together to help mankind to restore your sovereignty and to ensure that we have the resources as these are licensed and so forth. All of those resources are to benefit our brethren, the remnant, the house of the strong and very courageous. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you the next time when we're covering patent number 6.
How you like me now? How you like me now?